Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Monday, February 10th, and we are here trying to help you make better financial decisions, maybe just give you a little cheerleading as you are walking along your financial journey. Remember, everything that's going on in your life, even if you think it's stupid or you're worried and you think, oh, I don't want to bother them, bother us. We love to hear from you. And especially if you feel like you're having some stress about something. A lot of people say this to me that, what is it that you do with this show? And I always think what we try to do is take the temperature down, take the emotions down a little bit, help you get where you want to go, hopefully with a lot less stress. Just get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. Let us know if you want to come on the air with us live, because that's where I think we tend to do the best work, when we can talk to you and ask follow-up questions. While you are on our website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. It comes out on Fridays. Mark does such a great job with that, and I really think you'll enjoy it. So if you have a question, you can just go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. Today, we are so lucky. We are talking to Joy, who's on the line from Southern California. Before we got on the air, we just made sure that you were safe from the most recent round of fires, so that's good. So, Joy, what is on your mind?
Well, first of all, let me just say that I listen to you guys as much as I can almost every day.
Oh, yay.
I love it. I learn a lot. So, so I guess the biggest question I have is I am retired a long time now, and I need income. I am debating, should I be taking the income from my IRAs, and because I would like to bring my allocation of stocks down to 30% as opposed to where it's at now at 46%. I'm very nervous about the future, and I'm getting up there in age. So
all right, hold on a second. I'm going to tell you whether you should be nervous or not. You can feel your feelings, but let's try to get through this. First of all, Joy, how old are you?
68.
You're not old. What are you talking about getting up there? Come on now. Are you a New Yorker by origin?
Yes, I am.
Couldn't you hear it, Mark? I felt like I'm talking to a sister. She could be from Queens for all I know, but it sounds just like she could be right from here. How long have you been retired? You said you've been retired for how long?
Well, don't laugh, but I've been retired since 2008.
All right, that's great. What is the source of your income right now?
Stocks and bonds, mostly bonds.
You have no pension?
No pension.
And how much money do you have in bonds right now?
I have probably close to 900,000 ETFs.
Okay, in ETFs, and this is outside of retirement, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And the stocks that are outside of retirement, whether it's ETFs or individual holdings, what do you have in that stocks beside?
I have probably close to $1 million.
Okay, that's great. And what about inside of a retirement account?
Inside the retirement account, I have to look at my allocation, but I probably have...
Just give me the total for the retirement account right now.
About 600,000.
Okay. Did you claim Social Security already?
Not yet. I'm going to wait till 70. Mm-hmm.
And what's that amount at 70?
That's going to be about, probably after Medicare, that'll probably be about 3,700, 3,600, right around there.
Great. Okay. And you're single or married, partnered?
Single. No kids.
No kids. Okay. And you own your home?
I own, believe it or not, I own 2 condos. One
two? You only live in one, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'm a snowbird, so one is on the East Coast, and this one here is on the West Coast.
Okay. How much is the West Coast condo worth?
Probably about $600 to $650 maybe.
Okay. And is there a mortgage outstanding?
None.
Okay. And the East Coast, how much is that worth?
That's about $200, no mortgage.
Okay. How much do you spend a month right now?
I would say I need about $5,000.
Oh, so this Social Security is going to be a game changer for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and in your retirement accounts, it's all pre-tax. There are no funds right now that you have that are Roth funds, right?
I have a tiny little Roth fund.
All right.
There's, just a couple, few thousand in there. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are just pulling out the money that has been distributed from both the stock dividends and the bond interest. Is that right?
Mostly, if not all, from the bond interest. Yes.
Okay. And you have not pulled any money out of the pre-tax retirement account yet, right?
No, I haven't.
So right now we have to wait till you're 70. So we have 20. So let me just make sure I understand just timeline wise. We have 2025 and 2026 where we need to have this $5,000 a month of need for you net to you. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's just these 2 years. It's very good. Okay.
Yes.
That is actually makes it a lot easier. Because once you get to Social Security and you have that money coming in, you're golden, right?
Yes.
All right.
I do.
As long as you know that. Okay. So right now, if I were to look at the taxable income that you have from both the stocks and the bonds, I don't know whether you own California municipal bonds or other bonds in those ETFs, but what has your tax return been looking like over the last couple of years?
You mean the amount I've made or the actual return?
Made.
Well, I actually looked this year. I did one thing that I shouldn't have done. I know. I took $100,000 of stock out, and it's going to add to my income for this past year.
For 24.
For 24. So,
okay, that's not a problem though.
Yeah, so I think the capital gains on that were $49,000. So I have to add that to about 77,000. So adding the 49 to the 77. That's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're not going to worry about the 49 because you're not going to do that particular thing again.
Right.
But here's what I think you should do. I think you should stop taking money out of your stock account. I think you should stop doing that. And I don't think you should sell anything right now either, by the way. Okay. What I think you should do is for 2025 and 2026, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to have taxable income, okay? Yeah. It's not going to be that much. You're going to pull it out of your retirement account. You're going to take $100,000 this year. You're going to take $100,000 next year.
Oh, okay.
All right? And you're going to pay at the 22% bracket. Maybe it'll be 24.
Yeah.
Okay? Do you have cash on hand at all or not really?
Yes, I have. Don't yell at me. I probably have about a $500,000.
Oh, wait a minute. Then don't take that money out. Hold on. Wait a minute. You have $500,000 in cash. Can't you why are we messing around with your stocks and your bonds anyway? Why don't you just spend the money from there?
Most of it was an inheritance and I put it into CDs.
So how do the CDs come due? What's happening with it?
They'll be due, maybe towards the end of this year.
Can't you break one of these and pay a little interest? Who cares?
I guess I could, yeah.
Why not? I think you should be living on the cash for the next 2 years. Forget about that previous advice. I'm a dope, okay? Don't do that because you didn't tell me about your cash stash. I think you should use that for the next 2 years. And I would not worry about anything. But what I would do is instead of starting to mess around with your allocation of the stocks and bonds right now, change it in the retirement account. And go heavier on income that's in the retirement account if you just want less risk. Because right now you're like 50-50 stocks, bonds outside, okay? Yeah. Inside of the retirement account, go like, I don't know, put 60% in bonds and 40% in stocks. Or if you're really nervous, go 70-30 in there. And reduce the volatility of the account and don't worry about it. So you're going to take money out of this the CDs, whatever. You can look at the penalties. I'm sure it's like Mark, isn't it usually like 3 months of interest or something? It's usually not that much. Break one of the CDs, use that to live on, and then once you start your Social Security at age 70, after, like, say, in 2027, you're going to pull a lot less money out of the account. You could maybe start dribbling some money out of the retirement account just to give you that extra income if you want. I wouldn't soak up your cash right now to necessarily do a Roth conversion because you got a lot of money. It's already been taxed. Don't worry about it. Yeah. This is just a near-term little crunch, but you have the cash, so you can do it.
Okay.
Well,
so
you nervous?
So I guess, well, I'm a little nervous only because should I be taking it out, the allocation? Should I allocate it in the IRA or should I allocate, because I have, a large amount of stock also in the brokerage.
Yeah, but so what? You said you have $1 million in the brokerage account and 900 grand in bonds, right? Then on top of that, you have 600,000 in retirement accounts. Shift the retirement accounts to a less risky structure so you don't have to actually pay any tax to do that.
Right.
Because if you start selling stocks right now, you're going to be in a little bit of an issue with your capital gains, right?
Yeah.
You've got low basis stocks. So the other thing that you can do is you don't want to reinvest any dividends and interest. Take it and rebuild your cash because you're going to spend down some of your cash, right? Because we know you're going to spend down, 50 grand a year for the next couple of years. So what?
Right.
You're in good shape. You're in great shape. Forget about good shape. You're in great shape. Are there any holes in this, Mark? Are there any holes in? Should joy feel joy? That's what I want to know.
As Three Dog Night would say, joy to the world, yes.
Yeah, joy to your world, babe, because you're good. So the thing is, a lot of times when you say you want to reduce your allocation, you can do that very easily, simply in the retirement account and not trigger any capital gains.
See, that was the question I always wondered about, because you're reducing your stock allocation in your IRA, but that's the place where it should be growing, I thought. And then
doesn't matter. You got so much money. What do you care?
Yeah.
You got so much money. Who cares where it's growing? It's growing everywhere. You can't help yourself. You're going to die with a lot of money. I hope you have very nice, either grown friends who you can leave money to, or great charities. What are you going to do with all this money? You don't even spend anything.
I thought I did, but
nah.
I don't know what I'll do with it. I guess I'll leave some of it to charity and some of it to my niece and nephew.
All right, listen. If you're charitable, once you get through your retirement, okay, once you get to that age 70. Another thing that you can do with that retirement account, just to kind of move things along, there's two things if you're charitable. One is you can do something called a qualified charitable distribution. If you give money away, like if you're charitable right now, do you give money away on an annual basis, do you think?
I haven't yet.
All right. Well, find some charities. You can give away some low-cost basis stock. You can just give it away. You can make a qualified charitable distribution. You can divert money from your retirement account and send it directly to a charity when you're over the age of 70 and a half. So what I am going to challenge you to do, Joy, over the next couple of years is see which one of your nieces or your nephews sucks up the most to you. And you can reward them. And number two, you're going to go find some charities to try to actually give some of your money away and do it tax efficiently. That's your goal. Find some charities. Maybe you say, you know what? I've got so many friends in the California fires. How would I give money to the Red Cross, right? Yeah. And you can give money to the Red Cross. You can take that stock position you have, that $1 million. You can say, what's the position where I've gained the most? Let's just pretend, I own Microsoft at $1 a share. You could say, I'm going to give some of that money straight to the Red Cross. and they'll do it with you. It's very easy. They know how to do stock transfers. You'll get a big tax deduction for doing it, and you can feel good about yourself.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan, actually.
Yeah. So that's what I would say to you. Have you done estate planning yet?
I just have a will, and that's really it. I'm not sure if I need a trust for, maybe having two homes or...
Well, I think what the thing is, in the will, does it say you have a couple of nieces and nephews and that's where it's going and that's that?
You know what? I think I just had put those on my accounts, in my Vanguard
the transfer
account.
on death and then maybe the retirement as a beneficiary. In your will, you need to actually say, hey, I'm just going to say pretend that Mark and I are your niece and your nephew, right? And you say, I'm going to give in my will whatever, of course, whatever moves by beneficiary, retirement account goes by beneficiary, all the other stuff, the stocks, the bonds, you should have an account that's labeled a transfer on death. It should be called transfer on death. And then you label who you want it to go to. But then you've got these condos. You have to leave that to somebody.
Yeah.
And you have that happens in the will. And that's it.
Okay. That's good.
But you should have a healthcare proxy.
Yes,
you should have all the. All right, good.
Yeah.
As long as you have that, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, ready for a big Taking a deep breath. This allocation question, piece of cake. You got $500,000 in the bank. Break a CD. Who cares? You got plenty of money. Mark, what's the likelihood that Joy spends even half of the money she's accumulated?
Slim and none, considering that she's been retired for nearly 20 years and she still has this,
exactly.
stockpile.
You're in great shape, Joy. So we wish you the best. Give us a holler if you need anything else. If you are looking at retirement, if you're a little worried about your allocation, I think people have been a little bit nervous, especially as you know what happens, you get older and you say, oh, that 50-50, that 60-40 portfolio that used to be very comfortable, I don't like the swings anymore. And if you've got a lot of money, maybe that's fine. Maybe you don't need to take as much risk. It's okay. You've earned the ability, most likely, to reduce the risk. You curtail your upside, and hopefully you make those big swings up and down. You make them a little less big. So give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com. Click the Contact Us button. Let us know if you'd be willing to come on the air live. Don't forget that you can sign up for our free weekly newsletter, and you could subscribe to our service, Jill on Money Live. That is a $45 charge for the next 12 months, where you have access to quarterly live webinars, including our upcoming webinar with the fantastic Ed Slott. We're going to be talking about IRAs, Roth IRAs, tax season. Ed's the man. Thursday, March 6th, 7 Eastern Time. You can only join us if you are a subscriber to Jill on Money Live. Don't forget, gang, you can subscribe to our program on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcast. And I have neglected to ask you for this, forgetting about the rating and review. Why don't you send this podcast to somebody you know who you think would like it? You are our marketing plan. We want to expand our audience with your help. So people like you, just send this along and they'll be new listeners. It'll be great. Okay. Do something nice for someone else today. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.